Welcome to Dreamy Tales, where soothing stories guide you into a peaceful night's sleep. Enjoy imaginative bedtime stories that take you on a journey to the land of dreams, accompanied by relaxing background sounds to help you unwind and drift off easily. Perfect for both children and adults, Dreamy Tales is your ideal companion to relax, wind down, and enjoy tranquil moments. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and share it with others. Tune in, relax, and let your mind wander into a world of calm and serenity with us.
Once upon a time, in a meadow bursting with vibrant colors and sweet-smelling blooms, there lived a butterfly named Bella. Unlike the other butterflies, Bella wasn't content to spend her days fluttering among the flowers or basking in the warm sunlight. While her friends enjoyed the simple pleasures of life, Bella's heart was always filled with curiosity. She loved exploring the world beyond the meadow, constantly searching for new and exciting places that would satisfy her adventurous spirit. Her wings shimmered with shades of iridescent blue and violet, catching the sunlight as if she carried pieces of the sky with her wherever she flew. She was beloved in the meadow, but deep down, she felt like there was more waiting for her just beyond the horizon. One warm and golden afternoon, while Bella was fluttering around the farthest edges of the meadow, something unusual caught her eye. Between two towering oak trees that stood like ancient sentinels at the edge of the meadow was a narrow, nearly invisible path. The trees arched over the trail as though they were guarding a secret that had long been forgotten. The path was overgrown with moss, vines, and wildflowers, making it easy to miss. Bella's heart skipped a beat as she hovered just above the entrance. She had explored every inch of the meadow, but she had never seen this hidden path before. What could lie at the end of it? What mysteries were hidden in the woods beyond? Without a moment's hesitation, Bella flew toward the path, her wings fluttering softly as they brushed against the cool, damp leaves. The farther she ventured into the forest, the cooler the air became, and the sunlight began to fade, casting long, dappled shadows across the ground. The sounds of the meadow, chirping crickets, buzzing bees, and rustling leaves, gradually faded until all Bella could hear was the soft whisper of the wind and the occasional song of a bird high above. As the forest grew denser, Bella felt a strange pull in her heart, as if the very trees were guiding her towards something important, something ancient. After what felt like hours of flying, Bella emerged into a wide, overgrown clearing. There, hidden deep within the forest, was a forgotten garden, unlike anything she had ever seen before. Her eyes widened in wonder as she took in the sight before her. The garden was a mix of beauty and decay. Wild vines twisted around crumbling stone walls, and the once beautiful flowers had withered away, their colors faded and their petals scattered on the ground. Moss-covered statues of animals, squirrels, deer, birds, stood frozen in time, their eyes seeming to follow Bella as she fluttered past. In the center of the garden was a large stone fountain, dry and silent, though Bella could almost hear the faint echo of water that must have flowed through it long ago. This place, it's magical, Bella whispered to herself as she flew from one overgrown flower bed to another. Despite the garden's dilapidated state, there was an undeniable sense of magic in the air, a feeling that this place had once been full of life and wonder. As Bella explored further, she couldn't shake the feeling that she wasn't alone. The statues, though still, seemed almost alive, and the garden itself seemed to hum with an ancient energy. Then, out of the corner of her eye, Bella noticed movement beneath a large oak tree near the edge of the garden. Sitting quietly in the shadows was an old turtle, his shell covered in moss and his eyes shining with a deep wisdom. Bella fluttered cautiously toward him. "Hello," she called out softly. The turtle smiled, his voice gentle and slow. "Ah, a visitor," he said, his eyes twinkling with warmth. "It has been many years since anyone has found their way to the Forgotten Garden." "Forgotten Garden?" Bella asked, landing on a nearby stone bench. "Yes," the turtle replied with a heavy sigh. This garden was once the heart of the forest, a place of magic and beauty, tended to by the forest guardian. But when the guardian disappeared, the magic began to fade. The flowers withered, the fountain ran dry, and the garden was forgotten by all. Bella felt a pang of sadness as she looked around the garden. "Is there a way to bring the magic back?" she asked, her voice filled with hope. The turtle nodded slowly. "There is," he said. "But it will not be easy. The magic of the garden still exists, but it lies dormant within the heart of the garden, a special flower that only someone with a pure heart can find. You must awaken it, but the path is treacherous and guarded by the spirits of the forest. They will only allow you to pass if you can prove your worth." Bella's wings fluttered with excitement and determination. "I'll do it," she said firmly. "I'll restore the magic of the garden." The old turtle smiled. "Very well, little butterfly. To find the heart of the garden, you must venture into the labyrinth of vines. But remember, the spirits of the forest will test you, and only by proving your courage and kindness will you succeed." Bella thanked the turtle and set off toward the labyrinth, a tangle of vines and twisted pathways that seemed to stretch endlessly before her. The entrance was marked by an archway of intertwining branches and flowers, though most of the blooms had faded into nothing more than dry, brittle petals. Bella took a deep breath and flew into the maze. The deeper she went, the darker and more tangled the labyrinth became. The vines seemed to move on their own, creating new pathways and closing off others. Bella's wings brushed against the vines, and she could feel their cold, creeping touch. But she pressed on, determined to find the heart of the garden. After what felt like hours of flying through the twisting corridors, Bella finally reached the center of the labyrinth. In the middle of a small clearing stood the heart of the garden, a single glowing flower, its petals shimmering with every color of the rainbow. The light emitted was soft and warm, filling Bella with a sense of peace and joy. But before Bella could approach the flower, 3 figures stepped out of the shadows, a wise old owl, a graceful deer, and a cunning fox. These were the spirits of the forest, and they stood between Bella and the heart of the garden. "Who dares seek the heart of the garden?" the owl asked, his eyes glowing with an ancient light. "I am Bella," the butterfly said, her voice steady. "I've come to restore the garden's magic." The spirits studied her closely. "To prove your worth, you must answer our riddle," the fox said, his voice smooth and sharp. Bella nodded, ready for the challenge. The owl spoke the riddle. "I am the seed of hope. I am the bringer of light. I grow in the shadows, but bloom in the night. What am I?" Bella thought hard, her wings fluttering nervously. The answer seemed just out of reach. She looked around the clearing, her eyes landing on the glowing flower. Suddenly, it clicked. "You are a dream," Bella said confidently. "Dreams grow in the darkest moments, but they bloom when we hold on to hope." The spirits smiled, impressed by her answer. "You have proven yourself worthy," the deer said softly. With their blessing, Bella approached the heart of the garden. As soon as her wings touched the glowing petals, a surge of magic flowed through the garden. The flowers bloomed, the vines untangled themselves, and the fountain sprang back to life, filling the air with the sound of bubbling water. The statues seemed to come alive, their eyes twinkling with joy. Bella smiled, her heart swelling with pride. She had done it. The forgotten garden was forgotten no more.